Hey, this is Meek from Visions of Atlantis, and you're listening to Brutally Delicious.
One, two, three, four. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast.
70,000 tons of metal. The original, the world's biggest heavy metal cruise. 60 bands, 4 days, one cruise ship, only 3,000 tickets. From Miami, Florida to Ocho Rios, Jamaica, January 30th to February 3rd, 2025. 5 days and 4 nights mingling side by side with your favorite artists in this incredible fan-friendly scenario that has no comparison. Go to 70,000tons.com and book your ticket now.
Hey, Mar.
Hey, Meek, good to see you. We spoke in New York. So.
Yeah, remember. Yeah, great to see you again, of course.
Oh, shit, you got a great memory. But that was like a 30-day tour or something, and you're remembering individual interviewers?
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, let's say that I have a good memory for this, yeah.
Yeah, well, glad to hear it. Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thanks for inviting me, actually. It's thanks to you that we can have some more words on the record compared to just listening to it and everything. So it's always nice to, have these interviews and talk about it.
Perfect. So I'm going to defer to Dark here because I know he just did a review we're going to post tomorrow, but I'm going to let him lead us. Take it.
Hey, so Meek, glad to see you again. Hope all's doing well. I presume like what we mostly want to talk about today is Armada, right? New album?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I got to listen to it last night. I think it's tremendous. Something I echo. Anybody? So is it echoing for just me? Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I hear the echoing too. So I guess that we are on headphones. So I guess it's Bruce.
Well, that's all right. It's like 2020 all over again. But
yeah.
So hey, I going into it, like I always have this thing against calling albums, like album 2, like Bat Out of Hell 2 by Meatloaf. But this time I think it actually worked, and I think it was better than the first Pirates. Was this like what made you say let's call it Pirates again? Because that came after Wanderers.
So the thing is that we think of our songs as novels, okay, as stories, to be read, So Pirates was, if you think of it, a collection of 12 novels, 12 different stories, because it's not a concept album. And even if there was this theme about freedom that was like somehow recurrent, song after song, you could hear, like there is even a song that is called itself Freedom in Pirates 1, but still it was not a concept album. So there was no like a storyline that started at the beginning of the record and then at the end of the record, no characters. It's just a collection of pirate novels. And when we finished Armada, we kind of struggled about this, but then we ended up saying to ourselves, well, this is 12 more novels about pirates. So why not calling it Pirates 2, but with this idea in mind? It's like the short stories of Sherlock Holmes. I don't know if you have this in mind. There are several books in which you have like the second part, which is not a follow up. It's not like it's not like Rambo and Rambo 2 or Back to the Future and Back to the Future Part 2. It's just like the second chapter with more novels, of the same concept. And sometimes in these books, some stories are better in the second or in the third compared to the first one. So I'm not surprised that you find it better than the Pirates 1. But this is the idea behind this Pirates 2.
Well, I guess it's very rare, even in the movie example, that like the second one is better than the first. I mean, like we got the Star Wars thing, sure, but like I don't know, they call it the sequel curse. I'm so impressed, really. It's funny that you've said like novels, and I think even compared it to movies, because some of these tracks, I think, compared to the first one, I got more of a storytelling vibe out of it. Is this a conscious decision?
Yeah. Let's say that if we had the budget, we would love to record videos for all the songs. Like the idea of Visions of Atlantis nowadays is to go a bit beyond what is just music. And our dream would be to unite literature, because in the end we are, as I said, writing novels, telling stories, and cinema, and music itself. Like, of course, music is our art, but every story we have a little movie in mind, as if you could actually bring it on screen. And our songs are supposed to be the soundtrack for these movies that are taken from a novel, from a script. So let's say that we are trying to merge three arts together, and this is what we would love to bring as an offer to our fans, especially in 2024, and especially in symphonic metal, which is a style that now is 25 years old. It's a lot has been said. I think that bringing it in several multiverses, let's use this word, it's nicer. It's something that inspires us. It's exciting, and this would be the dream. But of course, for now there are budget limits.
That's interesting. So, sorry, Bruce, you read, Scott?
No. So I was going to say, I know this is a part 2. How many of these songs didn't make the first one and are now being reinvented here, or were they all written new for this record?
No, they were all written new for the record. We have some songs that I wrote that were discarded from Pirates 1, but we're not going to use them. Somehow songs that you write, they have a momentum, and if the momentum goes, right now we don't feel like recycling. Like if they didn't end up on Pirates 1, there was a reason, and bringing them on Pirates 2, I don't know, it would feel like just recycling something that didn't make it. It's I don't know, it feels cheap in a way, especially because we have so much to say. We are already writing Pirates 3, if ever it would be called like this. It's not like we lock ourselves in a studio, we write for a month or something, and then we close the chapter. We are constantly writing, we are constantly putting down ideas. There are weeks in which we don't write, and then you come home and you write 2 or 3 songs and you put them down, and then maybe one of these ends up in the record because the other 2 you just discharge because they're not good enough, or I don't know, the momentum is not there. So yeah, none of these songs were written during the period of Pirates 1, but for instance, the very first track of this Pirates 2 was written a couple of weeks after we were done with the writing of Pirates 1. So some of these, yeah, they are older in a way.
Right. So I know you're calling them novels or short stories or whatever, but I'm curious, do you write the story first and then write the lyrics from that, or do you just write the lyrics and tell the story that way?
So music is written by me, stories, lyrics, and the overall concept is what Clemmy comes up with. And normally, first comes the music, and then the music evokes something in Clemmy's mind. This is how we personally work, like the soundscape, the musical universe of each song creates something, gives a sparkle in Clemmy's mind, and from that sparkle she builds up the entire concept, the story behind every song. So music comes first, melodies included, but normally when I record the demos, it's like with completely crap lyrics, invented stuff, not even in proper English. Sometimes it's just mumbling, and then from the melodies and from what you breathe while listening to the demo song, there the creation begins for what concerns the overall visual and storyline behind it.
Hi, I'm Daniela Clark.
I'm Barbara Ann Wild.
And we are the Honest AF Show.
Our podcast is real, honest conversation with our celebrity friends and pros.
Covering our anything but average rock and roll lifestyles.
All while tackling the hell that is aging and the battle of beauty.
Oh yeah, nothing is off the table.
The Honest AF Show is available wherever you get your podcasts.
Perfect.
So was it Clem's idea? Sorry. No, was it Clem's idea to, transform into pirates then? Like, whose idea was that? Like
she was always wanting to bring piracy into Visions of Atlantis. This is a long story, it's not even, I wouldn't say me, but as a band, let's talk as a band without, pointing fingers towards one or the other. We were hesitant because we were not sure that it would have been the feedback would have been as good as it was in the end, because the band has a background. You see what I mean? Like this band, even if we were not there, we are carrying on a heritage that is long time ago. It has begun long time ago, but we wanted to detach from it in a way, because it's something that doesn't belong to us. The songs that have been written before the Clementine's era, I would call it. This is something that truly doesn't concern any one of the present members, and we don't feel like there is a connection towards this material. But at the same time, it exists. And, like revolutioning the band out of the blue was something that even just for respect, out of respect towards what has been done before, we were like, okay, but should we? And then at a certain point during the creation of Pirates, when we said, okay, you know what? This is Visions of Atlantis nowadays. We earned what we are, like the band is known for who we are now. It's time to take this step and follow Clemmy's idea. And we just went all in with the with the pirate thing.
Awesome.
Nice.
Bruce, you got anything? Because if not, I'm just going to nerd out asking about songs and touring and stuff.
No, go ahead. You're a huge fan, so go ahead. You can nerd out for a little bit.
Sure.
Yeah, you're allowed to do it.
Okay, so let me ask you first, and then I'll bring up. I'll ask questions about the ones I liked. Other than Monsters and Armada, like which songs are you most proud of here on Armada?
Most proud? It's a good question. This is pretty personal, but for sure, The Dead of the Sea. This monster track of 7.15, 7 minutes 15 seconds. This is a song in which I felt like I could express myself as a songwriter. This is why I have such a deep connection with this track. It's cinematic. It brings the listener into a journey. It's long minutage, like 7 minutes. It's a long it's a long song, but I feel like this is what makes it truly cinematic. This is the concept of the cinematic symphonic metal that we are offering, because you start listening with this narration, then the song begins. It takes you into this journey. It has the revelation in the mid part. There is so much that I could say as a songwriter, and so much that we could give as musicians in this track, that this makes me kind of proud. It's a song that I doubt any other band could play with the same emotional impact that we have. It truly is ours. Monster, if you give Monsters to Powerwolf, if you give Monster to Amaranthi, it would still be an amazing song with probably their own trademark and their own style, changing some stuff. But The Dead of the Sea, I don't think that any other band could play it as Visions of Atlantis with the same emotional charge. And then Tonight I'm Alive. It's such a unique track, different groove, different vibe. It's something that I'm kind of proud, because I believe that I brought some freshness into the genre, into symphonic metal with this song. I can't recall any symphonic metal song with the same pace, with the same groove.
So last night when I listened to the album, I took some notes down on tracks that stood out to me. I'm switching between Zoom and Notepad. That's why the change in the lighting right now.
Okay.
But those two were two I definitely noted down. I thought The Dead of the Sea was like definitely the best track on the album. I don't know how well it would translate as a single, but that makes me appreciate it more. I thought, like you said, cinematic and like a journey. I even call it like the guitar solo, like actually has this like uplifting quality to it. It's not just, hey, let's show off how well I can play. Fantastic job there. And that, and I think the first track, or I guess second, Landed the Free, had me wondering. These were not, from what I could tell, like, tell me if I'm off here. It didn't seem like you were writing for the sake of getting like a shit ton of casual Spotify listeners. It seems like you were trying to build art here. Was this
absolutely. And that's so true. Like, one of the problems, in my opinion, that we had as a band, the Visions of Atlantis had, was personality. Because if you think of it, and with a hand on my heart, because I've been part of this band now since 6 years, and I feel like I'm a fundamental member. Together, we are a big family right now, and there is no ego in Visions of Atlantis anymore, and this is fantastic. But I believe that we had honestly and sincerely, we had a personality problem, because Wanderers is a record that could have been played by so many other symphonic metal bands and would have still been a good record. Same goes with The Deep and the Dark, and a good half of Pirates. Pirates was the beginning of this evolution. But a good half of Pirates is great songs, because I'm not questioning the quality here, but a bit generic. You see what I mean? Like songs that, if given to another band, they could still sound really good. And difficult to recognize. You hear the riff, you hear the groove. Yeah, when the voice jumps in, you can say, okay, this is Clemmy and Meek. Okay, this makes us personal, but it's not only about the vocals. Being a band means having a trademark that from in 2 seconds makes you understand, okay, this is that band. If you listen to 2 seconds of Iron Maiden, you say, this is Iron Maiden. It doesn't matter if Bruce is singing or not. You recognize them. AC/DC, same thing. Now I'm talking massive names, but having personality as a band means giving the listener the chance to recognize you just by a few seconds. And I believe this is what we went for in Pirates 2, forgetting about, as you said, the goal of Spotify streams and YouTube views and everything else. We wanted to do music to prove that we are us, that we have something to say that is, ours, unique, and in our own way. And it's great to hear that this is your feedback, because it means that we somehow made it.
Well, absolutely. I was listening to this and thinking, yeah, this band is really developed. I said some point in the review, I said Pirates 2 versus Pirates 1. In terms of evolution, it reminds me of Ride the Lightning from Kill 'Em All. It's the same band. Oh, wow. But, they're definitely developing. Kill 'Em All could have been released by Motorhead. Ride the Lightning is when I think a lot of people were like, yeah, damn, this is Metallica.
Yeah, exactly.
I 100% agree with you.
Yeah. But Bruce, did you got to listen to this yet? Or because it's fucking cool?
I did not get to listen to it yet. I'm going to be doing it today because I'm off.
Oh, cool.
But you got a head start on it, and it was perfect for this, so it worked out amazing.
Yeah.
Now the expectation of Bruce is rising.
Right.
Yeah.
I hope I don't get let down now.
You won't be. So the other thing, you brought up. Wow, that echo is really bad. I'm sorry. Tonight I'm Alive, because that was the other one I wanted to ask about. Definitely a different kind of track. Let me just ask: am I an asshole if I make a slight comparison to a different band?
No, go for it. Absolutely. Yeah. I don't take anything personally.
It's not like an insult. Or not intended as such. The way I first heard of it, I was like, what if Tortuga by Ailstorm took itself seriously? Do you know the song?
Oh, yeah, of course.
We would talk in New York about how I don't think you sound like Ailstorm at all, other than you're both metal. But yeah, it's the same kind of reggae vibe, the kind of thing you drink rum to on a beach. The difference is this is not meant to make people laugh.
Yeah, that's for sure. On the contrary, it's made to make people think. Yeah, to reflect on some definitely deep points.
Yes, at all kind of a conscious decision. Was it influenced by them, or is it just I want to write?
No. So this song has a funny background, because I was on holiday in Marrakesh and I was visiting the main square of Marrakesh, which is called Jima Elfna. Funny fact: the working title of Tonight I'm Alive was Jima Elfna. We were passing it, bouncing the demo from band member to band member, calling it Jima Elfna. And the thing is that in the big square of Marrakesh at night, street musicians, they gather together and they play with drums and percussions super spontaneously. They do this for the pleasure of writing. Of course, I'm sure that they do it also for to beg for some money from the visitors, but at the same time, there is some magic, there is this special vibe that goes on, and I was so attracted by these grooves. I was so attracted by this vibe in the air, something that is undescribable and immaterial. And I was like, I need to bring this in our songs. I need to bring this in one of our tracks because it's so magic, so special that I somehow wanted to start from that groove that I was hearing back there and bring it to symphonic metal and to Visions of Atlantis. Because in the end, pirates travel. So why should a pirate not go to Morocco or Turkey or wherever? So I was okay. Let's take this as an incipit. Let's make it African in a way. And this is how it came out. So yeah, there is no connection to any other band. It's just truly ethnic and spontaneous in this way.
Something I always wondered about.
Makes it more, sorry, I think it makes it more organic though. Right? No, I was just saying. I think it makes it more organic though, right? That whole on the fly, just playing to play makes it very much more organic.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is one of the reasons why I truly wanted to have real ethnic percussion recorded in the song, and we achieved this. We had Robert Kovacic, he's a Slovenian guy, and he recorded percussions of several kinds that are now in the song, as a support to the drums. This was absolutely fundamental. It would have not worked the same way without it, and we needed organic instruments. We did so many organic recordings. Even if it's the digital era, we have so many real instruments, flutes, even what's the name of this? I don't remember the name of one. Duduk. We have a duduk in actually the Dead of the Sea, which is a really ethnic instrument. We wanted some special sounds because pirates travel.
What I was going to say about this is the whole pirate thing. Obviously cannons and sinking ships is exciting, but if you want to put yourself into the life of a pirate, I don't want to put my life on the line. I want to drink rum and just be an outlaw. Yeah. So that's the interesting thing that this captures. Yeah, it is interesting for you guys because I never saw you as the type to write pirate songs about rum. Or partying, whatever. I was thinking Freedom from the first record or Master of the Hurricane.
Master of the Hurricane, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's Blank of the Seas? I'm sorry, it's been a while since I've listened to it. Legend of the Seas, Legion of the Seas? Is that
Legion of the Sea? Legion of the Seas? Yeah, Legion of the Seas from Pirates 1. And now we have Ashes to the Sea and the Dead of the Sea. Too many seas.
A lot of seas. So anyways, nerd stuff aside, touring plans. You were just here with Corporate Kalani, obviously, we spoke. When are you coming back, and are you playing the Dead of the Sea live?
Okay, so this is a special request that I will try to fulfill, absolutely. We are planning to come back to the United States in the first quarter of 2025. This is the idea, and if everything goes as it's supposed to go, which I hope, we will be headlining. We did it in February 2023. So it's definitely time to bring, the Armada tour to the United States. I have to say that production-wise, I'm under the impression that we are 1 year late in the United States compared to Europe. Whatever is happening in Europe happens 1 year later in America, and this is because we started to tour properly in the United States a bit late, but at the same time we started, and this is amazing. And now we're not stopping at all. We will come back as much as we can, once per year for sure, twice when there is the right conditions. Some people told us that Ben even toured 3 times in the US. Sometimes it's actually impressive. It wouldn't work the same way in Europe, but yeah, our goal is to come back once a year, and now it's time to bring the production that we had last year in the headline run in Europe. This is what we want to bring in the United States, so that maybe in 2026 we will be able to bring what we are doing now in fall in Europe to America, So yeah, that's the plan.
Nice. So what I'm thinking is, sorry, Dark, but I'm thinking you're in the U.S. in the first quarter of the year. That's going to lead right up to 70,000 tons of metal.
That was my question.
Yeah. I mean, right now, I have to be honest. Right now, there is nothing on the plate, so I cannot say anything. I don't know if 70,000 tons of metal normally rechanges bands every 3 years, or so, 3 or 4 years sometimes. And we played there 2 years ago. So I'm not so sure that we will make it to 2025. It will be a dream. I love the cruise. I was lucky enough to play with my other band Temperance in 2024 and in 2023 with Visions. So yeah, I wouldn't say no, that's for sure. But I believe it's a bit complicated because of the redundancy. Like it's fair enough that they want to switch bands. It's fair enough.
Oh yeah. Gark, you got anything else?
Yeah. I just try to keep an eye on the clock. So the others, we did see you, by the way, in Temperance earlier this year. Your co-vocalist there is Kristen Starkey, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So she's at least vaguely involved in Twilight Force. Like, is there any chance of a co-headlining tour?
I mean, she's more than vaguely involved. I think now she's basically a fixed member. I think that in all the shows she's playing, and I believe that in the first week of the U.S. tour with Gloryhammer, she had to sing as lead vocalist because Ale couldn't make it in time. I like the lead singer of Twilight Force couldn't make it in time, so I think that she's a bit more than vaguely involved. I have to tell you something. We have been thinking about it. Not only Kristen and I, but we know the guys. We think that there is a good connection, especially because we are both cosplay bands. If we can say, if we can put it down this way, we are cosplaying pirates. They're cosplaying elves, clearly. So this would be a great match, in my opinion. I'm sure that you have read that they are into a evolution of the band because 3 members dropped just a couple days ago. There was the announcement, so I would need to catch up with them and to see what's their status before saying anything on this topic. But we have been talking about it, so this is something that is potentially possible for sure.
Because that would be a dream, like symphonic metal tour for me. Just saying.
And not only for you. Especially, I mean, I believe that their American tour went really well with Gloryhammer. Like I've heard that the feedback was amazing.
I saw the first show and it was just Kristen. I don't mean this in any kind of bad way. I was a little skeptical because I love Alessandro Conti, and she just totally floored me. It's not that, by the way, it's not that like I doubted her as a vocalist. It's that his voice is that band for a lot of people. So,
yeah, but she's an incredible singer. Like her technique, her voice is like when Marco, the guitar player of Temperance, told me, "Okay, she's in," I was like, "Okay, we are fucking lucky."
That's awesome.
You're more than welcome.
Thank you so much for taking the time. It's always good to see you.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Well.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Awesome.
See you
Good luck
next
with the
time, I guess. Yeah.
I'll do an interview for the next tour.
Yeah, if everything goes well, it's going to be April. If everything goes well. So let's see. I will keep you posted.
Hell yeah, man. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Be well.
Hey, what's up? This is Blake Weiland. I'm the host of the Tone Mob Podcast. It's a show where I interview guitar people about guitar stuff. We talk about their pedals, their amps, their accessories, their preferences, all that stuff, as well as a healthy dose of whatever comes up. Topics have ranged from aliens to addiction and anywhere in between. Oh yeah, and pizza. We're definitely going to be talking about pizza. So get the show wherever you're listening to this podcast at. Just search The Tone Mob in your search bar and it will pop right up. Come join us. We're having a lot of fun. Thanks for checking it out.